Welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren, and if you're anything like me, you love small, simple pleasures, but you also sometimes love chic indulgences. So today I am sharing 10 items that make life more elegant, more feminine, and completely cozy grandeur. Okay, so item number one is the Chanel Lip Balm. If you've never tried this before, this is different from their lipsticks. This is very light and minimal. I feel like it's the perfect minimalist makeup accessory because you don't need to buy a bunch of them. One color will just go with everything. And I like this one. It's the Natural Charm color. And it's just extremely feminine and sweet, but it's not heavy like a regular lipstick. My youngest kids are 4 and 2, and so I'm kissing them all day, and my lipstick would just disappear automatically. So this is a great product that I love to just add a little bit of extra charm to my days. And it's actually really affordable. If you've never bought Chanel makeup before, you might actually be surprised at how inexpensive it is, especially if you're already used to buying higher end, nicer makeups. I also have their nail polish and several of their other makeup products, but this specifically I feel like is so sweet and charming, and just everyone could do with having one of these in their purse at all times. Okay, item number 2 is an organic cotton sweater. I had no idea that I needed this in my life until I bought this one almost 2 years ago, and then I ended up getting the same one in a different color because I'm so obsessed with it. These are from Cezanne, which is a French store, but that they have a few locations here in the US now, and I'm sure elsewhere too, and you can get them shipped wherever. Okay, I love natural fibers, I love cotton, I love linen, I love things like that, but I never thought about having a cotton sweater. Whenever I think of sweaters, I think of wool and heavy things, and I'm a very warm-natured person. So when I got this, I just realized it changed my life literally, because I wear this everywhere. It's August right now when I'm filming this, and I can wear this all summer. It's so light and breathable, and so I'll carry it around with me, if I'm wearing a tank top, but then in case I go somewhere that gets colder with the AC inside, I wear them around the house. I wear them out to dinner. This one specifically, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you have seen me in this. I love it so much. It's literally my favorite clothing item of all time. And so just for an extra kind of feminine touch, a really good item to have in a capsule wardrobe or in your everyday wardrobe, these are so plush and nice, and such a nice chic indulgence. Okay, item number 3. I think every woman deserves a little gold watch. I love to have a little gold detail of jewelry every single day, no matter what I'm doing. And I tend to be very minimal about jewelry and just have a couple of things on at a time, but it's always gold. I just love gold toned things. So having a gold watch is so functional. It's also just very elegant looking to have just one little item on your wrist. And so I have had many over the years. I have this one right now that I love, and it also has different crystals on it in this scarab beetle pattern, and I found this at a thrift store. It's vintage, and so if you love watches and you want to lay down 500 grand on one, go for it. But you can also find beautiful antique or vintage watches in thrift stores, rummage sales, antique stores, yard sales for a few dollars, and they're so nice and elegant. And this one has a beautiful mother of pearl watch face, and I just love it. It's so simple, but I wear this with everything. I've been wearing it for a few months now, and it just adds a little hint of something shiny and elegant and girly to my days. Okay, numbers 4 and 5 I will talk about together because I got these recently, and I tend to buy these for some reason in pairs. Number 4, a gorgeous mug, because that upgrades your daily coffee or tea drinking experience. And number 5, a nice, beautiful plush throw blanket. I have a lot of both of these items, and I just keep buying more mugs. We own 3 plates. I'm very minimal about those things, but I just love mugs because I love a coffee ritual in the morning and my coffee or tea ritual in the afternoon. I love having coffee with other people in my home, and so we do have kind of a lot of mugs. But I love to walk into Home Goods or somewhere like that when I'm having a hard day and I just need a little pick-me-up, and I go in with this exact list, a mug, a throw blanket, a candle, and maybe 1 or 2 other things, but those few items will really bring a lot of joy to my days because they're part of this elegant ritual of living. So I don't feel like you can ever really overdo it on mug buying and throw blankets. I also keep the throw blankets in one room upstairs and then rotate them out seasonally or as needed. But I love this mug right now. I did just get this at Home Goods a few weeks ago. And then I got this blanket as well. It has this really nice soft fabric on one side, and then it has a ruffle on the edges, and then like a nice fleece layer on the other side. I have been using this everywhere. I just carry it with me if I'm downstairs or then up to bed at night. It just adds a lot of coziness to every day. And so it's just such a treat to go pick out a new one for any season of life.
Before I move on, I want to share the sponsor of this week's video, Flikeze, who sent me their NeoBack Air. Since my third child was born 2 years ago, my body has just held onto a lot of pain and tension, and I've had trouble slowing down and caring for my physical body enough. So this season, I've been trying to really overload myself with self-care, and this was such a treat to receive. The NeoBack Air is essentially a little wellness retreat for your lower back that you can take anywhere. It combines airbag traction, vibration, soothing heat, and red light therapy all in one wireless device. And the red light therapy is probably my favorite part. I had no idea how healing this was. It has 60 dual chip LEDs using 650 nanometer red light and 850 nanometer near infrared light, which gives me that lovely feeling of really tending to tired, overworked muscles because it feels like I'm moving all day most days. There are 3 levels of airbag traction, 3 vibration settings, and 3 heat levels. It gets so nice and warm, so I can make this as gentle or as totally deeply relaxing as I'm in the mood for that day. It's wireless and rechargeable, so I like to lay on the floor with it under my lower back for about 20 minutes during the day. And then in the evening when I'm enjoying my favorite show after my littlest 2 kids have gone to bed, I like to use it again for another 20 minutes while I'm sitting on the sofa. It isn't limited to your lower back as well. You can use it on your neck, legs, feet, or anything like that. And it's lightweight memory foam, so great for traveling with. I have found the smart memory function so convenient as well because it remembers your last settings so you don't have to reset it and recall your preferences every single time. This has become one of those really simple reminders that self-care does not have to mean a whole vacation or trip to the spa, because in my world with 3 kids, those things don't really exist right now. So this is just about taking a little more time, listening to my body and saying, you've done enough for today for everyone else. Let me take care of you for a moment too. If you would like to receive this wonderfully relaxing product as well, you can get 10% off with my promo code LivingOnShantae10, and I will leave that and the links in the description for this video.
Okay, number 6, I'm going to walk and talk because I'm going to put this mug up. I love having elegant little containers for everything. Instead of just like keeping, your salt and your sugar and things like that anywhere, I love to just keep an eye out for little containers that I love, that I will use for years, probably for my entire life. Many of them I have even inherited from my grandmother because she had them for like her entire life. But little containers for our everyday things just make life so much more elegant. They give life a feeling of our little things being like very personably ours, instead of just like throwing stuff in a Ziploc bag or keeping it in the container on the counter. It's so nice to have little things to put all of our items in. So I love like my little canisters for tea and coffee, for different types of salt and pepper and other spices, and then all kinds of just stuff that I have that I like to keep those little containers for. They just add such a nice feminine upgrade to the everyday little minutia of things that I do. Okay, number 7, I'm going to sit here now so that you can see these little things in the background, and I'll tell you what these are. Number 7 is to have little pieces of art that are like so you. I love getting that compliment, like that is so you. And art can be like huge, paintings that you have that you've invested in your home that like are a big centerpiece, but they can also be just the tiniest little prints or sketches or watercolors that you collect along your way. I love to buy stuff like that when I'm traveling or pick things up at antique stores. I have so many, and I just love having little tiny pieces of art all around the house. They really add a lot of like style and texture and layering to your decor. And these in the background of where I'm sitting right now, This is the funniest story. They're like my favorite art in my whole house. But what happened was I had gone into the library, the public library with my daughter a few years back, and they have like a free magazine section. And so I picked up a Country Living. What I didn't realize until I got home is that it was the British Country Living. So I just loved just basking in all of those beautiful photos of like old, British country houses and like this decor, which is a lot of kind of what I tend to lean towards in my house anyway. And with these specifically, I love pink decor, like a soft pink in my home. And these images in that edition of the magazine like had a lot of that pink styling. And so I just loved them so much that I just took them out and framed a few of them because they just capture the essence of our style in general. And so having things like that, it's just a reminder that like art does not have to be fancy or expensive. You can frame, some little things that you have, some little sketches or anything that you kind of have laying around. And it really, having like lots of little art all over the walls and like tiny little corners of your home, it helps separate the areas of your home to have more purpose for each little like nook. But it also just helps things feel very you, very personable, very feminine, and very fun to just look at all the little stuff that's like a collection of your life. Okay, number 8 is a candle warmer. I never actually had one of these. I had been wanting one, but I got it the other day at that Home Goods run that I went to when I got my mug and blanket and all that stuff. And I love candles. I think we all love candles, and we know that that's like such a part of a cozy, soft, elegant life. But like I said, I have kids that are 4 and 2. I also have a 12-year-old. She's very responsible. But with the 4 and 2-year-old boys, there's constantly stuff being like thrown around and stuff. So I don't love having candles lit in this season. So having a candle warmer is just like that same coziness. But I also like that it has the gold tone and the beautiful glass. They're very feminine and almost like it reminds me of something that would be in my grandmother's house. Very, very nice and cute and just very cozy. But it warms the candle from the top with the bulb, and you can adjust the heating and the light and how much time it runs on. But I just think it adds that coziness and that femininity, but without having to have a candle lit all the time. And I actually prefer it because it has like those extra, kind of sparkly details. And so I think this is the first of many candle warmers that I will now have in my home. So highly recommend. Okay, number 9, let me explain myself. This giant thing that we have in our living room, which you've probably seen in past videos if you've watched my channel, is what we call the macaron, because that's what my kids think it looks like, a big vanilla macaron. This, when I bought this, everyone thought I was nuts. It's not like a fancy piece of furniture, but I love combining elegance and kind of like a chic like look, but with a lot of coziness and comfort, which is why my style is cozy grandeur. And I love specifically not being pretentious about my home for ourselves, but also for guests. Like I want my guests to come here, have beautiful, extravagant food and drinks, a beautiful, elegant time, but I also want them to just like feel outrageously comfortable, like outrageously at home and comfortable here, because we have people over a lot. So this thing is like 5 feet all around at least. It's enormous. We have it right here in the center of the living room. The kids run around in circles around it. And literally anytime anyone comes over, it doesn't matter like how fancy they are or how formal the gathering is, people just lay down on this. Like they'll just like free fall onto it. And that makes me so happy. It's so cozy grandeur. I love to just lay down on it and take a nap. My kids obviously play on it and jump on it. And I'll put different blankets or pillows on it. But it's white. It's so nice and comforting, and it just adds a very specific element of everyday living that I really love in a home. I think every home, like no matter what the style is, it needs a few outrageously comfortable items. So that's what this is for me. So I'll put the link for this specific one in the video description, and there are of course other colors if you don't like white things. I just love this. It is the perfect accompaniment to just a nice feminine life, to have like a nice little place to lay down and be cozy while you read your books or sit and have your tea and that kind of stuff. So I love this. I could now never ever live without this item. Okay, we are back in here for number 10, which is a small bottle of nice perfume. I love having a bigger bottle of like my normal perfume, but I love having smaller bottles, and this is such a nice treat when you feel like you just need a different energy, because scent is such a pick-me-up at times. So I like to have a few smaller bottles. Not only are they less expensive, but they're just like they're just fun to play with, and you can travel with them more easily, and just kind of switching out those scents depending on your mood. This specific one, it's my absolute favorite of all time. It's called Iris Coffee. Iris as in the flower, and coffee. And it's from France. My husband got it for me for Christmas this past year, and it has the most distinct smell. It's very, very feminine, but very chic. It's not super flowery, and it's also not super like girly girl. It has like a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's the best smell in the whole world. It has a very soft, almost powdery finish, but like with this almost like masculine-ish like undertone of the coffee. And it's just absolutely charming. So I have several little bottles, but I love that one the most. And then I will just switch out the other ones depending on my mood for that day. And it's another fun thing to collect, like if you're traveling and you like to find different scents, or, you know, you like to go into different types of perfumeries or beauty shops that have different types. It's just a fun little thing to add to your kind of everyday routine, to kind of think about how you want to smell, what you want to smell like, what you want your home to smell like. They're all very elegant, uplifting questions to ask yourself about scent. So that is number 2. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do that now and enjoy any of my other videos that interest you. If you love any of these products that I mentioned today already, let me know which ones you also love. And if you have other chic indulgences that you love to just upgrade your day-to-day life, let us know those too in the comments. All right, have a beautiful week. Bye.